jeez. So how's everybody's day?
Okay, I'll start. Wes. How are you?
I'm great. How are you doing?
I'm doing great. Good to see you. So your role's changed a little bit, right? Since you've been in the league. So defensive stopper, three-point shooter. This team, you guys have a lot more weapons. So what do you see your role as?
Whatever needs to be done at that given moment. The thing about basketball is such a fluid sport. You have to be able to adapt to whatever's called upon. And you may go into a game with a certain game plan, and the game may dictate something else. You got to be able to adapt. That's why we all work on our games, countless, doing, everything that you might not see during an actual game, just in case that moment arises. So, for me, I've been in this for a long time, played basketball even longer than I've played professionally. So it's just about being ready and being willing to do whatever is asked upon you.
Was there like an evolution into your role into being more of a defensive player, just in terms of concentrating that part of your game more?
I've always been that. That's been instilled in me from my mom since I was 8 years old, maybe younger. Back to pickup days where my mom would drive me up here from Madison to just play regular pickup basketball. She would tell me I had to guard the best player. So that's just kind of my mentality. That's how it's always been. So when Coach Sloan, who was my first coach in the NBA, tasked me with guarding the best players as an undrafted free agent rookie, that's just all the confidence in the world that I needed.
How often would you be traveling over to Milwaukee when you were a kid for basketball?
All the time. I mean, until probably high school, I probably split half my time here. A lot of my family's from out here. My grandmother lived right off of Reservoir right down there, about 3 minutes away from here. So this is home.
But your mom, she was one who kept on saying, you got to guard the best player. Man, that was...
Oh, yeah, that was her.
Speaking of that, what Coach Sloan had mentioned, so when you see a guy when Javon comes in, and that's sort of his same sort of mentality, right? Yeah. So what have you seen from him, and what is he like in practice? Because when he's in front of us, it feels like he's very intense, not a whole lot of words. What is he like in?
I told Javon this. I don't remember when it was. Not too long ago. I was like, Javon, you remind me of a younger version of myself, and I love him. I really do. I liked his game when I was watching him play when he was at West Virginia. Just that hard-nosed mentality, that dog mentality, Midwest guy from Chicago. Plays the right way, plays with an edge. But, I mean, he's a good dude, great guy. But on the court, yeah, that's who he is, and that's who he's supposed to be. And that's what's going to make him a lot of money in this league. That's what's going to make him have a long career, in my opinion.
I know you all have picked up full court or three-quarter court. What makes him a little different than the rest of you? I know, obviously, he's a little lower to the ground, I guess, but what makes him different when he's the one bringing it,
I think we all have different strengths as defenders. We all bring something different, which is why they have so many versatile defenders that are willing and wanting to pick up full and pressure and do all that. Makes us a tough team on the defensive end. But for him specifically, I mean, he's compact, he's strong, he's got quick feet, strong hands, quick hands. But more than anything, like you said, when you get to talk to him, you feel his tenacity. That's him. So imagine you have a basketball in your hand and he wants it. So he brings lift to all of us. I love when he picks up full court because that just gets everybody else juice. I mean, he should get the arena juice because like that's a dog right there, and he wants that ball.
After
after game 2, Ime had said that, you know, one of their goals was to try to touch the paint before taking threes. Game 1, they felt they didn't do that as much. Does that change anything for you guys defensively? Like, obviously the goal is always for someone to get into the paint, but they were really focused on paint, swing kind of action.
Yeah, the more we can keep the ball in front of us, the more we can stay out of rotation. I think we got into rotations a lot. Our effort was there, our work was there, but you know, hats off to them. They shot the hell out of the ball. They moved the ball. Obviously, the ball is faster than than the man. So when they're flying it around and we're flying around, advantage is going to be to them. So, you know, we're going to have to do a better job of keeping them in front of us, staying out of rotations. But at the end of the day, we're not going to get too crazy. I mean, you know, with the shooting that they had, it was 107 points. You know, an NBA game, it sounds like a lot of points, but an NBA game, 107. You can tolerate that. What you can't tolerate is the 80s, 86 on our end. So we have to be better on the offensive end. That'll help us on the defensive end. But credit to them. Obviously, they're a hell of a team. They got great players, but we do need to do a better job of staying out of rotations.
Is there a major focus offensively? Like, you guys are thinking about, like, hey, it's not acceptable for those numbers. Like, so what's kind of the way to fix it, or the solution?
We just got to be better. We got to be better. We just have to be ourselves. You know, we don't have to reinvent the wheel or anything like that. We just got to be ourselves, move the ball. Obviously, watching film, you see things a little bit differently than you do on the court and in game, and give us a chance to kind of take a step back, settle down a little bit. You know, the emotions of playoffs are so crazy. You know, we win game 1 and, we're going to sweep them, and then you lose game 1. It's like, I told you, it's Celtics in 5. You know, it's just that's the nature of how this is. So, you know, for us to take a step back, have this time to get our bodies right, get our minds right, get back home, watch film, put it to work on the court. You know, we feel confident, we feel rejuvenated, getting ready to go into game 3.
I don't know how easy this is to answer, but from a standpoint, just to that point, you talked about the chess match of a playoff series, you know, and that's kind of the fun of it too. But so going into this game 3, I don't know, is this more predicated on just simplifying? Look, it's just we got to play better, or is it more adjustments? I mean, what do you think will be a bigger key going into this game?
I mean, I think you probably asked me the same kind of question going into the Chicago series when we think we were 1-1. It's just played them 4 times and then 2 times. So this is what can be game 7 against the Boston Celtics this year. It's going to come down to the little things. You know, who wants it more, who's going to make those winning plays, who's going to trust each other more, who's going to play harder, longer together. And that's how it's going to shake out. Good? All right.